The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Joy with Julie podcast. If you are listening in for the first time, this is our 5th episode, so you have 4 others to catch up on. Today, I am going to introduce you to Christy Solimine. Hi, Christy. Welcome.
Hello, Julie. Thanks for having me here today.
Of course, of course. So Joy with Julie is all about joy, optimism, and you. We like to encourage people to live a life of positivity and to think about realistic, real ways that you can fit joy into your life. So, Christy, we're going to start off. Tell us a little bit about you.
So I live in Easton. I am a mom of 3 children, 18, 16, and 12. I am married, and I work full-time for a government contracting company. And, yeah, that's me.
And don't you have an anniversary of 22 years coming up on Saturday?
Yes, 22 years of marriage. Woo-hoo! Yep, and
amazing.
I planned my son's graduation party on that day. So that's
my
just my life.
Yes. Congratulations, though. 22 years being married, like holy moly. You are one of those couples that I've known you for so long, and when I think about what I would like my couplehood to look like, it would be very much similar to yours.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Frank is awesome. He is, let's just say, very patient with me.
See, there you go, being real.
I am the crazy one who's like always spazzing out, and he's just low-key.
He's calm.
And he's calm, and
yeah.
I think he grounds me. So
That's
think
amazing.
Opposites attract.
Yeah, and somehow we help each other out, even though we drive each other crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's the one thing. He is an amazing dad. So without his support with the kids stuff, there is no way like I could do it. It would yeah, you need that support.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the things I admire most about you two is that you do argue, bicker, fight, poke at each other, but at the end of the day, you will laugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
He always seems to make me laugh at the end of the day, and I'm like, I hate you for that because I'm still mad at you. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he's fun.
And you know what? Like, always has made me go, with people that their couplehood like looks like it's perfect, because nothing is freaking perfect.
No.
And I really feel like there's something to be said about couples that will argue, whether it's in front of people or in private. Like, you have 2 people that were raised in completely different circumstances most of the time, right? And then they get thrown together because they fall in love and they think that this is going to work. And it's hard as frick.
Yeah.
And then you throw in children.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're crazy enough to throw in children, that's like a whole nother game changer.
Yeah. And Frankie and I grew up in totally separate ways. Like, he has parents that have been married for over 50 years and
Still together.
Wow. I mean, they have their, bickering, as parents do.
Yeah.
And then he has some siblings. He has a huge family. And literally, I come from a divorced mom with a single mom who raised us. I had a stepdad, and it's totally different. Like, you invite people to say we have family dinners, there would be 5 of us. And I now host my husband's family for Easter, and we have, I think this past Easter was 45 people.
45 people. And you ran that ship. Like, I went to your house and that table was set well before
and we
Easter.
have our roles. It's so funny because I'm like, okay, I'll be in charge of the setup, of the tables, of the place things, and I use my real china and all
Your
those
crystal.
My crystal, and that's my domain. And then he's in the kitchen cooking. Like, he told my kids, I don't want your mother in this kitchen. She's not cooking. I'm doing the cooking. I'm like, go ahead, honey.
Which is amazing,
Yes.
right? I love that when you're in a marriage or a partnership where your personality traits and what you do well complement each other. Yeah. And you kind of, like you said, you stay in your lane. You know your role.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like, the other day, you and I were chatting, and it seems to make sense for us to segue into this, that women's brains are on overload. When you work full-time, when you have children, when you have a partner, and you have a home that you are maintaining, I really do think that the average male does not understand how many decisions a woman makes in a day.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah.
Right?
You can't even count. I mean, the conversation we had, and I can tell people a little bit about that
Yeah,
conversation.
let's talk about mama.
So
let's go.
I was working the entire day, right? And at like 8 a.m. start to, I usually stop working around 5 o'clock. Well, it was 6:07 and I'm still on finishing up emails, and my mother calls. So I pick up the phone, my mother, and she starts talking to me. And I don't know, some random thing. And she's just like, hey, you never responded to the text I sent you. And I'm like, about the thing she gave me. Like, she gave me something to wear. And she's like, you never got back to me about that. I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I'm like, when did you send it? And she's like, I sent it like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, and you've sent me like 100 text messages since. So what do you want to know? Well, did it fit? You know, a thank you would be nice. And I'm like,
A thank you would be nice.
oh my God, it fit. Like, if it didn't fit, I would have given it back to you. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, and I was like so frustrated. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to talk right now. I gotta go. And I hung up the phone. And then my husband's like pacing back and forth because it was 6:07. My daughter, she was umpiring, and it was her last game to umpire. And I was like, let's go watch her. And so we go to watch her. He's like, so he's pacing. I can tell because I'm late, and I'm always late. He'll always get there 20 minutes early, and I'm getting there like right on time. So he says, what time do you want to leave? And I'm like, I don't know.
Were you already supposed to leave?
Yeah, because it was 6:07. The game started at 6.
I love it.
Right?
Okay.
So he's like, what time do you want to leave? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, and it ended up being like all these questions. He's like, what do you want to have for dinner? What time do you want to leave? What time do you want to get there? Like, it was like, and
didn't somebody have to get picked up? You have 3 kids.
Yeah, and he's like, do you want to drive? Do you want to take separate cars? Do you want to take the same
my
car?
God,
What car do you want to take?
I can't.
I know, and I was like, oh my God. I like literally, I think
lost
like,
it.
I lost it. I was like, I'm done making any more decisions today. You decide what car we drive. You decide when we leave, and you decide when we get there, because I don't care anymore.
And figure out the food that's going in the kids' mouth.
And just figure out how we eat.
Right.
So I kind of lost it, and then my kids think I'm crazy. So we'll have to have a follow up on that, maybe.
We are crazy. We are crazy because the friggin' world makes us crazy.
Yeah.
We're trying to hold it down full time, doing our job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Our number one is being a mom.
Yeah.
Then you have a partnership. So obviously they're like the other side of number one, number two.
Yeah.
When the heck do we ever put ourselves first?
Yeah. No, it's funny because you talk about like what brings me joy, right? To like just whatever. So my joy, and it's funny because my husband like knows he can't say no to me, is I go thrifting or I go yard sale. Like I like when it has a bumper sticker that says, I stop for yard sales. That's me.
You.
That is me.
I love it.
Like in between graduation on Saturday, I stopped at a yard sale.
I freaking love it. Oh my God. Was that, so you went to graduation, you went to the yard sale before or after?
I went after. Yeah. So it's the graduation, and then I'm like, on the way home, let's stop at the yard sale. I was all dressed up, everything. I didn't care.
I love it. Who cares?
Who cares?
That is amazing. But we all need an outlet.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can't just be on overdrive and be the Energizer Bunny all the time and be in charge of so many different things.
Right.
And what I say to some of my closest friends, a lot of my close friends are single moms, and what I'll say to them is like, it's just a constant juggle, and I'm trying my best not to drop any of the balls.
Yep.
But the reality of it is, sometimes when a ball gets dropped, I notice with my 2 teens, that's when the learning occurs. Mm-hmm. Like whether it's me or them. And I had this aha moment like 4 or 5 months ago where it was the crazy in the morning, and my youngest, although he's 14, does not make his own breakfast 9 out of 10 times. So I'm like serving this kid some type of something to shove down his throat. So didn't I make him like this amazing like English muffin with avocado? It had sliced tomatoes on it because I'm trying to get the different food groups, right? And he had his protein. So like he ate half, but then the guilt of like a half an English muffin with avocado is not enough for this growing boy. So I put, you're gonna die. I put the avocado on a glass plate because I thought he was eating it in the house.
Right.
Well, then I rush out of the house. I start my car. It was definitely when it was a little cold out still. So the dog gets out of the house because we have a puppy, because why not add a puppy to the crazy mix? So the puppy gets out of the door that doesn't shut quick enough, right? So then there's the puppy that you don't want to go in the street. Well, don't I put the glass plate with the half of piece of English muffin avocado on top of the roof where the roof rack is, knowing full well as soon as I do it, but I see the puppy running, that like that's not going to be a good move. grab the puppy, get him either in the car, in the house. The kid comes out in between. Like, so you have your backpack, all the crazy.
Is that the broken glass I found on your driveway?
Holy God. So we leave Green Road. We take a left. We take another left. We take the second left. And I went,
oh no.
The freaking English muffin with the real plate. So I pull over and I'm like, oh my God. Put the hazards on, get out of the car. And I'm like, you just have to look on the roof rack.
Right, you have to look.
For some crazy reason, if that little round circular plate just happens to be there. So Anthony, oh my God, he's in the car like wondering what the heck I'm doing. I look at him and I go, well, Mom makes mistakes too. Guess what was on the roof?
I love that because it's true. Like, we're not perfect, right?
Not even a little.
But we are put on this pedestal as moms to make the right decisions all the time. And it's
we
a weight on our shoulders.
So much pressure on ourselves. I know you do.
Yeah.
I put so much pressure to be a badass mom that like it's insane pressure. And so that moment, I will tell you, I gained his respect times a million.
Okay.
He looked at me and the look on his face, his expression said it all. Because I was like, I freaked up.
Yeah.
Like, I freaked up.
Yeah.
And he was like, I get in the car and I'm like, so? And I explained what happened. And he's just like, my mom screws up and she's owning it. Because I think I hardly ever own it.
Right.
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to broadcast to my kids that I screw up.
No, yeah. And it's hard to say sorry, too. Like right, when we're wrong and, like, we've, like, overreacted about something. It's like, it's hard.
Yeah,
and I think they do earn respect when you can say, okay, I screwed up. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not perfect. But they still, like, expect you to be perfect.
Imagine if we invite our Anthonys on.
I think
you have an Anthony and I have an Anthony.
Yeah.
My Anthony is definitely extra.
Okay.
Love him, but he's extra.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that's the little English muffin boy. Maybe next episode there's a rebuttal or something from the kids.
Yeah. They would love that. They would love to prove us wrong, right?
Oh my God. That would be so funny. So sometimes for me, like when I meet someone that's not an optimist, someone that's not positive, I'm kind of like, what the hell? Like it's hard for me. It's hard for me to be around negative energy because it's so far away from who I am. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I do my best to try to give grace, but I also know to protect my own energy, I can't be near that person.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
No, I've thought about that a lot recently with like I need to surround myself with people that make me happy. Like my mom sometimes, like I'm like, I can't be around you anymore. Like I just can't because you just bring me down. And I feel like I even change into like a different, like I put the shield around me when she walks in the room. And I don't want to do that. Like I really don't. Like I love my mom with all my heart. But like recently I'm like, listen, like you want to continue this toxic relationship, then do it on your own time. But you won't have a relationship with me and my children. And you know what? I could see she started turning things around. And
does she fall back into her old pattern though?
Yeah, a little. With the whole thing not responding to a text for 2 weeks, like that was the first thing. I was like, serious? They're gonna yell at me?
You're
like,
holding on to this over something?
Yeah, like I'm a mom with 3 kids, having a full-time job, and I work from home, and I have the 2 dogs, like we talked, and it's just like, listen, like I didn't like. God, give me grace, right?
Yeah,
give me grace.
1,000,000%.
So.
Yeah,
I think,
so true.
And it's hard. She doesn't communicate very well, and she'll never say sorry. Like I feel like, I think even my son the other day, she disappointed my son, and I said, "Did she apologize?" And he goes, "Well, I guess the closest thing to apology was like, I feel really bad." So I'm like, okay. So at least like he kind of turned that around to say
she acknowledged the situation.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But she didn't say, "I'm sorry, Anthony."
Yeah, I'm sorry that it didn't work out and I promised you X, Y, or Z.
Right. So yeah. But as a mom too, like, right? Like we gotta learn to, be positive. And I mean, I try, like, it's hard. It's really hard to stay positive all the time when you have so much
when you're burnt out.
And you're burnt out.
When you're overwhelmed, burnt out, and you just wish that somebody was coming in to tag out.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever it is, even though you have Frank.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and
3
that's
kids
hard
and
too.
juggling 3 kids and 2 dogs in a house and working full time is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good dad. I mean, luckily, I'm lucky. He comes home, he makes dinner. He's usually like
he's a good
dinner guy.
Yeah.
So that's helpful because I'm working till 5. But sometimes it's frustrating because like 3 o'clock, everyone starts coming home, and then they think they can talk to me. And like literally, I'll be like on a conference call talking to someone, and my son's standing there, and I can see him out of the corner of my eye. And then finally, I'm like, okay, guys, hold on. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, like, can you iron my pants? It's something stupid like that. And I'm like,
right.
What? I'm on a call. Like, so I don't know. I just maybe need to close the door more often. But when they get home, they all think they're like, well, mom's home.
But that's tricky because you work from your home.
Yeah.
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 Did you do that before COVID?
No.
Okay.
No, and I never thought I would want to. But then things changed. Obviously, I work from home. My kids were home. And now it's like, oh, my God, I can't imagine driving in the office every day and, like, that time. And literally, I live 10 minutes door to door to my office. But even that, when the days I have to go in the office, it's like I have to plan now. Because, well, now I have 2 dogs. So that's the other thing. It's like, okay, I'll take care of the dogs. I'll do this. I'll go in the office at 10, right?
Yeah.
So luckily, there's flexibility.
That's good.
Yeah, it is flexible. Good. But they put a lot of pressure on, employees. I mean, people are cutting costs and there's layoffs happening. So there's that added, like, nervousness.
Do you do the job of one person at your job or more than one person?
Oh, 3. Yeah, because
3?
They laid off 2 people.
What?
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, Christy, you do it. And I'm
so you assume the responsibility of 2 other employees.
I just had this conversation with a coworker this morning.
That's
I'm
insane.
Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just like, and then what happens when you start feeling like you're not getting things done at work and you're letting people down and people are following up on you like, hey, I'm waiting on this. That stress goes into your personal life too. So it's hard to like kind of separate it. And I was actually just talking to a coworker and I'm like, that work-life balance, especially when your home is kind of like, my son just became an Eagle Scout and I had an Eagle ceremony for him. And then we had his graduation party and all the things leading up to that and the prom and this and getting the suit and the tie. And he didn't like the shirt I bought him, but so we had to find him another shirt. And it was like we went... Like, and this is another example of like we went to 4 different stores looking for a shirt for him, and then the day of like some event, he's like, "Dad, I need a brown belt," and he's like, "Can you stop on your way home because I need it tomorrow?" We went to 4 stores.
Do you know what lecture I got on my way walking in to meet you?
Oh, what?
So my first mother-in-law, different culture, right? She speaks fluent Spanish. She called, and I saw a missed call. So I call her back and she ends the conversation with me. Now I'm trying to meet you and be on time. And I'm getting lectured that my 18-year-old who she handed a card to Wednesday night at graduation has yet to call her to say thank you for the gift. And I said, well, he does have cards that he'll be mailing out.
Yes.
Like, give him grace. He just graduated on Wednesday. He didn't even open it up Wednesday.
I know.
And then his party was Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do respect and understand generationally that's what you do. And yes, he should have called her. But then I got the lecture. I've raised an amazing human for 18 years who's such a good boy. Everyone will tell you he's a good boy. Yeah. But it's my responsibility that this 18-year-old didn't call his grandma in the quick fashion she wanted.
Yeah.
And I gave her grace and I let it go and I gave myself grace because I'm doing the best I can right now in a single parent household of we just pulled off a graduation party, like an amazing graduation party.
Yep.
And like, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna worry about he said thank you to you when you handed it to him. I'm sorry that you have so much time in your hand of retirement that like that's the one thing you're worrying about. But like I just can't.
Yeah. And these kids are so busy nowadays and they're working and they're
and Jace is working full time, so he went from being a high school graduate to being an electrician's apprentice. He's like working, you know? So I don't know. I feel like the message I would love to give today is cut women slack.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think
moms and
so many women out there are crushing it in their careers, and times have changed. It's so different than it was like 40, 50 years ago. Times have changed, and us women like it like that.
Yeah. I actually feel more productive the busier I am, which sounds, because I'm like, I'm doing all of this, and oh, by the way, I'm helping Julie when we do care, right? And making amazing raffle baskets. So
I totally
come to
get
her
it.
events, but
but I feel like the more I have on the more I have on my plate, the more chaos in my life, the better I produce.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is bizarre for most people.
No, I see that a lot with even friends or whatever. I think literally like they're like, oh yeah, I didn't get to that. I'm like what? Like I feel so. One thing, like I feel great when I've like done a lot of stuff. Like I've like
Yeah,
checked a lot of
accomplished,
things
right?
off
Yeah.
your list, right? So
the funny
Yeah.
thing is, all right, I'm going to let you in on a secret about me that only my closest people typically know, and the people that work with me for We Do Care things. Okay, so I have a perfectionism tendencies on certain things, not my whole life.
Yep.
Right? Like you saw me today, like my hair was not perfect. Okay. So I have perfectionist tendencies on raising my children, meaning I put a lot of pressure on me. Therefore, my husband, Tom, has had a lot of pressure because of the way I wanted my children raised. Because what I decided before I had children is I was going to raise them to be doctors or surgeons. And my outlook is raise them to be smart enough and educated and talented enough to be like that. And they make their choice. So it doesn't matter to me what they were, but I wanted them to be capable enough to be the best.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So obviously, like with that came sacrifices, like sacrifices for me. Like if I want really highly educated, intelligent children that are good humans, that didn't mean I was like watching TV all day.
Right.
Or like when I got home, I was vegging out in front of the TV. Like it meant like when they were little babies, we took field trips. I was a teacher for 26 years. So we literally took educational experiences. The vacations we took, like we talked to them. You know, I always talked to them, even when they were tiny, like they were people,
Yeah.
not like they were babies. We never did baby talk.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think we did either.
And
no.
you have amazing kids.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like to raise amazing humans, you have to also be that amazing human because they're watching?
Yeah, they're watching everything. I mean, even the relationship that Frankie and I have, and they kind of laugh at us. So if you do have a follow-up, they might have comments about that. They're like, oh, mom and dad. Like,
About the husband and wife dynamic?
yeah, like we fight, right? Like we yell at each other. Like, I yell more than he does, but he just walks away. But sometimes just getting off my chest and like,
Exactly.
you pissed me off today, right? And this is
Right.
why.
Like, why do you think like that?
Right.
What's going on?
Like, why can't you figure this out? Like, you know, my son's going to college and it's like, well, how do we do financial aid? And how do we do this? And how does he apply? And how do we do... And I'm like, and then it's the scholarships, right? And it's like, Anthony, did you do the scholarship? Like, let's fill it out. Well, I don't know how to fill it out. I'm like, okay, well, let's just open up the page, right? And start filling it out and see where the questions are. I mean, it's just this... Yeah, so we're a little crazy sometimes.
So we were so focused on my youngest going through some things with the transition, right? Because I'm going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And so we're so focused on our little nugget that the oldest definitely, like in my opinion, was neglected, like for certain things. Was he really? No. Like he was fed and loved, but like...
Emotionally.
Well, you just said the scholarships, and that made me go, whatever. So Jay says to me, Mom, I didn't apply for any scholarships. I'm not going to college, so I didn't think I was eligible. And I was like, And I felt like I could own that. Okay, well, as your mother, I would have figured guidance would have helped you figure that out, but I guess I should have been a little bit on it. But I've never had an 18-year-old graduating high school, so I really didn't know timelines either.
I know. So first.
It is what it is.
Either.
Hopefully there'll be some other financial opportunities that he can apply for because he does go to school. It's just not considered a college.
Julie, if it makes you feel better, Anthony said I did not get involved in that piece either, but he said he applied for like 40 scholarships and literally went to the awards night. He got one scholarship and it was like $300. So
okay.
Don't feel bad. He could have applied for 50 and gotten none. So, you know, give yourself grace.
Yeah. No, I literally wish he knew more info.
I know.
And he didn't.
But you know what? The same thing. It's all new to me. And I'm just like, you know what? It is
By your
what
third
it is.
one, you'll know.
I'll figure it out.
By
right?
Olivia,
like,
you will know.
I will figure it out. Like, I don't even know how I'm paying for college. I'm like, how does this work? Like, do you financially? But like, I don't know. I was talking about it at work to a guy, and he's like, Christy, I'll walk you through it. He goes, I just did for my second, and this is what you do. You go to FAFSA. And he knew all of the ins and outs.
It is all online.
Yes. I did not even realize. I just thought I had to go to a bank. I didn't know. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
Anyway,
yes,
FAFSA is the answer if anyone's watching and wondering.
Right. Go apply for that money. So when I have free time, so I work like crazy for We Do Care, right? And We Do Care supports women that were widowed very young, typically, but we also have your average age widow as well, because they love to come because we have a lot of fun. And then we support children that lost a dad or children that lost a mom. So it's my passion project because of my family's own loss. And I dedicate so much time to it. But then when I have downtime, I'm either with my dogs, with my kids, or helping a friend. What do you do when you have downtime?
downtime, thrifting.
Nice.
Yes, I love it.
You look for do you look for bargains, or you look for home decor, or like what are you looking for?
It's funny because my mother-in-law is like, what do you look for when you go there? And I'm like, I don't look for anything. Like, it just has to speak to me, right?
Okay.
Like, so I just go up and down
So
the
it could
aisles.
be clothing, it could be house stuff, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be anything. But mostly I always start with the houseware stuff. I love finding things to organize with. Like,
like what? Give me an
containers,
example.
a basket, like a thing you put on the wall for sorting things. Like, I don't know. I just found some really cool silver sorting things I put in my garage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm going to have you come over and help us set up our brand new office for We Do Care.
Okay, yes, I would love to.
I'm so excited. There'll be a kids room and an adult room. We have 2 spaces.
I am a good organizer, but I feel like I'm constantly organizing, and sometimes, I don't know, I overdo it a little.
A family of 5, I feel like, and 2 dogs. I feel like you need to be organized, right?
Yeah, you have to be. This is what it was funny. A funny story of my husband. We were down in the cellar. I'm like, can you help me for a little bit? Just like organize things because I have to find room for storing someone's stuff. Anyway.
Not We Do Care stuff.
So we were in this corner, we're sorting things, and I found like this tape measure, and I'm like, oh, here's a bag. There's like this Black & Decker bag. I'm like, oh, well, this is empty. I'll put the tape measure in there. And then I found another tape measure and another tape measure. Well, my husband works in construction, and then people leave things behind. So then he's like, I can't throw away this tape measure. So he brings it home.
Oh, smart.
But
you only need so many tape measures.
We only need so many tape measures, which is fine. We can give them away. But he puts some in the cellar, some in the closet, some in the garage. Like, they're all over my house.
Oh,
and
my
I'm
goodness.
like, literally in this small space that I was organized, there was buckets, there was drawers. I found 12 tape measures. And I'm like,
God.
can we just put them all in one place?
That is
because
so
when you
funny.
are looking for a tape measure, you
know
know where
they
they are.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's my advice. Like,
He can sell them. He can go to work and sell some.
I'm hoping, like, maybe. It's funny, he has, like, extension cords and tape measures.
Now I know where to go when I need some stuff to borrow.
Even painter's tape, too, if you need painter's tape.
Yes, we are doing some painting
But he
projects.
needs to, like, he's not very organized, so
I love it.
like, everything has a home, a place.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun?
Fun. We like to go out to dinner with our friends, hang out. I love to have people over, too.
So you like to entertain?
I like to entertain.
I love to entertain.
Yes.
It's my favorite.
I wish I had more time to do it. But maybe when the kids are out of the house.
So within the next month, before my birthday, I hope to get a fire pit. I don't care if it's a homemade fire pit, but because that'll be like a place to gather. And I feel like even my 18-year-old, even my almost 15-year-old, like they could have friends over and safely we make a fire.
So
and they
you
could
know
hang.
what I have this table out in the backyard, and it has the fire, like propane fire in the middle, which I
like
actually
those.
like
I like those a lot. They're so
because
beautiful.
when we have a fire pit also, and we don't do as much with it because it makes your clothes smell.
Oh.
So just a tip.
So you get the same ambiance.
Yeah.
But not the stinky smell.
Yes.
Oh, high five it.
Yes.
Definitely going to go for
So
that.
and they have so many different varieties now with the propane.
Okay.
So I recommend that.
All right. Well, there you go. Birthday wish list right there.
There you go.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. So I can't believe that our episode is almost already over.
Oh my goodness.
What the heck? You have to come back.
I will. I will.
So I feel like for me, so I had a really tough week. A very close friend of mine that I was friends with for over 25 years, she died last Wednesday of brain cancer.
That's sad.
It was literally a nightmare.
She was young, right?
48.
Yeah.
Her kids are 12 and 13. It was devastating. She was given 2.5 weeks to live, and it just was devastating. I went to see her on Monday, and she was gone Wednesday morning. I had hoped to see her 2 more times before Sunday, and it was just awful.
Yep.
So that being said, I feel like this segment is really important. In Dora's honor, and for all the women that we know that are in our 40s and 50s, and younger and older, I think it's so important to know that all of the things that you carry and all of the things that you do, with all of that, you really need to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. So whether that looks like exercising, yoga, going for walks, meeting up with your ladies, even if it's once a month, once a week, doing those important things to nourish your soul and to take care of your mind. Because if we don't take care of our body and our mind, what good are we to anybody else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I agree, because even when you look back, the kids are going to grow up, they're going to be out of the house, and then you kind of look back, I'm going to look back at my husband and go, okay, are we good, right? Like, are we
Right.
good without our children?
Right.
Right?
When you're so focused on
when
the
you're
kids.
so focused on the kids. So making time to do those things that bring you joy
Yeah.
and make you happy and calm, right? Like that peace.
Yeah, like center you, like
Center
ground
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that your husband grounds you. That's really cool.
He does.
That's sweet.
He might not realize it, but he does.
I love it. And we love our mamas, even if we drive them crazy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. So Joy with Julie is reminding people to live a life of joy, to try your best to remain positive, but also be authentic. Live in your why. Live in your talents and reasons that you are here, and do the best you can every day. Rely on your friends.
Yes.
Because friends mean everything. And just do your thing, whatever your thing is.
Yeah.
Please see us for our episodes. They air and come out on Tuesdays. Joy with Julie. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.